We've been working on this train project, and you guys all have a train car with straight tracks. Now, I want to show you how to do the curve track. And the curve track, you put it together, make it go round and round, and keep playing with your Thomas the Train. So here we go. That's what we're making. Here we go. So start with a new sketch. I'm going to go on the XY plane. And I want to start with a 2-point rectangle. 2-point rectangle wants to be 3.4 inches wide by 1 inch tall. And then I want to add like 4 squares, or actually 4 rectangles on the sides. Not really paying attention to dimensions right now. Alright, so I want to say use my equals constraint. I want this and this to be equal. I also want that and that to be equal. We're all going to constrain it to this top left one. Alright, so my width stays here at 3.4, my height stays here at 1, and now I'm going to add some dimensions here. Let's add a dimension right here. And we're going to make that 0.4. Actually, we're just going to go around, and I'm going to dimension this. I'm going to hit my equals button on my keyboard. I'm going to click on 0.4. Mine says D3. Yeah, because it's the third dimension I've done. Yours might say something different. So I'm going to hit equals, go back to my 0.4. Equals. Alright, so now if I need to change that, it'll change on all of them. Okay, here we go. Let's change this right here. The width of that, 0.75 minus 0.4, which is 0.35, equaling the height on this is 0.1875. I changed on all of them. Just to make sure my constraints are turned on, I can hit F8. Shows me all my constraints. Got them all there. F9 turns that off. And finally, I want to zoom out. I'm going to grab a line, and I'm going to go like way over here. I'm going to start on my x-axis. Actually, it doesn't matter where I start. I'm going to draw, make sure it's a vertical line. Doesn't matter how long it is. And I want to dimension the distance from the line I just drew to the right side. I want to make sure that that is 15 inches. That's going to be my axis that I revolve around. Alright, finish sketch. Hit the revolve button. Click on the profile of that. Click the red arrow that says axis. Click on the axis you want it to go around, and look at that. We've got it all done. Well, kind of, if you want to take the easy way out. So let's go to change that to angle. This is actually 2 of them make like 90 degrees. So if 2 of those make 90 degrees, we want one of them to equal 45 degrees. There we go. Now this is a good point that I would encourage you to save your work. Now let's finish this up. I'm going to start a new sketch right on top of there. And I'm going to project my geometry. I'm going to grab a rectangle. I'm going to draw a rectangle. And I'm going to draw an arc. We want that arc to be 0.7. we want that distance across to be 0.6. Yep. We want it to be 1 inch out. Click on, let's see, this center of the circle, the top point, and that is 1.7. Let's add some fillets. Do the same thing there. We want that distance or that angle to be 0.19. And we can trim this away. Alright, so down here it says we got one dimension needed. I think if we just use the equals constraint and do that, it works. Finish that, hit the extrude, click on that. We need to change the direction. I'm going to go to 2. I'll flip it over a little bit and just click on the bottom edge. I'll take it right to that. Just in case we ever change that dimension, that will change also. And now we just simply need to add this part down here, or actually take away that part down there. So this one's going to be a little bit trickier. Start with, we're adding a sketch. We are projecting some geometry. And the trick is we can't use this rectangle. So we need to click on down and go to a 3-point triangle. Click here, and now we can come up. Let's go to the arc again. So this needs to be 0.75. Start adding some geometry around here. So this distance from here to here is still 1. Let's add the fillets right here. That's 0.19. So then this distance, can we do this one? Yes, we can. This distance right here is 0.65. Cool. It's working out. Let's click on here to here. And let's say that is 3.4 divided by 2. And that kind of shifts it over. We need to take into account that half of that's 6.5. So we need to subtract 3.25. There we go. And let's see if we can extrude this away. Change the direction. Go to all. Sweet, it works. All right. One of the last things you want to do is go all the way to the top, change that to ABS plastic, and then I'm going to just change mine to wood. Go with walnut, kind of make it match this guy right here. And finally, save it as curved track with your initials on it. Good job.